Starting off with news just coming in, India has cancelled all 17 types of visas for Pakistani citizens amid the rising diplomatic tensions. Home Minister Amit Shah spoke to all state chief ministers, instructing them to identify and immediately deport Pakistani nationals residing in their states. An official order, in fact, has been issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs, directing the immediate repatriation of Pakistani citizens, blaming Pakistan-sponsored terrorism for the attack. India has also closed the Attari-Wagah border crossing. India reduced diplomats from Pakistan missions and ordered military advisors to leave the country. Those are the details trickling in at this point. Let's get in further details now from our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, who is with us on the broadcast. Siddhant, what more can you share with us at this point?
Well, when it comes to visas, the MHA, the Ministry of Home Affairs in India, is the nodal body. Now, we know that the CCS, after the meeting, the decisions were announced that the Pakistanis need to leave because the visas will be revoked. So essentially, it is an extension of that announcement that the visas will be cancelled. So it is basically a development which is part of the protocol that has taken, because it is ultimately the Ministry of Home Affairs that takes the final call. Now, we know that the situation has deteriorated between India and Pakistan since the Pahalgam terror attack, and India has taken a slew of measures, which includes asking the Pakistani nationals to leave the country. There's only one exception to this. If the Pakistani national is a Hindu, then of course there is an exception in terms of how the person can stay. The rest of the Pakistani nationals need to leave the country. The SAF visas also stand cancelled. This is one of the first set of decisions that the Indian government is announced. Of course, there are murmurs going on that will there be a kinetic action by the Indian side. That is something that is awaited. But we know that all throughout the day, the big focus remains in Kashmir, where the Indian Army Chief is present. Opposition leader Rahul Gandhi is also present. And we have also seen that how the Indian side has taken a number of counter-terror operations, even as the line of control is looking very active with the Pakistani side firing, and of course the Indian side also responding.
Right. Siddhant, let's also talk about how the Indian Army Chief, together with the JNKLG and the Army Commander, Northern Command, are reviewing the security situation and also calling for those efforts to crush terror infrastructure in Kashmir. So in the light of those developments, what more can you tell us about the way things have panned out?
Well, essentially, we all know the Indian concerns regarding Pakistan's support to cross-border terrorism, and this is the third major attack happening in the Union territory, whether it is the Pahalgam terror attack this year, whether it's the Pulwama terror attack of 2019, or whether it's the Uri terror attack. Now, essentially, since then, the Indian side has taken strong action, and this time around, also, there is no difference. One thing that Indian side is now doing is sensitizing the international community about Pakistan's support to cross-border terrorism. We saw yesterday in Delhi how a number of foreign diplomats were briefed on a regular basis on essentially as to how the Pakistani side is responsible for the terror attacks. The world has recognized India's point of view. We have seen condolences after condolences pouring in. We have seen world leaders calling the Indian Prime Minister, whether it's the French President, whether it's the Israeli Prime Minister, whether it's the Italian Prime Minister, and all of these leaders have not only extended in support to India, but also condolences, and that shows that how the world stands with India, even as India continues to highlight Pakistan's role as a destabilizing factor in the Indian subcontinent, and as a country that continues to support cross-border terrorism in India. And the latest development is something that has truly shocked India and the world.
All right, we're leaving it there for the moment. Siddhant, thanks very much for getting us those updates. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.